Greetings everyone, I'm Anders and today I will not talk about books. Instead, I will talk about my experiences being bullied in school. Side note, I started making this script before I knew Samantha from Sam's Nonsense was going to post her video about bullying, so it's not because of her video that I'm making this one. I will link her video in the description below and I encourage everyone to go watch it. Also, if you are being bullied, please talk to an adult you feel you can trust. A parent, counselor, nurse at school, those are probably good places to start. And don't ever think that you're bothering them. Remember this quote from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And even if somebody else has it much worse, that doesn't really change that you have what you have. And if you are the one bullying people, please stop. You might not see the harm you're doing, but it could literally ruin the rest of that person's life. And if you're really unlucky, the rest of that person's life might just be days because of what you're doing to them. So on to my story. I was bullied from the age of 7 until the age of 12 and a half. Not a single time during those years did I think about committing suicide. However, I did often think that it would be so much easier for everyone else if I had never been born. The bullying I had to suffer was never physical, and words can't hurt, right? I believe that the reason it was never physical was because if they hit me, I would hit them back. But if they never hit me, it didn't feel right for me to hit them. One thing that adults, especially my teachers, told me was to ignore them and they will stop. The truth is, if you ignore them, they see it as a challenge to break you. Another thing that I heard from teachers was, it's not bullying, it's just boys being boys. First of all, it wasn't just the boys. In 4th grade, one of the girls in the class invited everyone except me to her birthday party because she didn't want me there. And I don't know if boys being boys is a synonym for making a person's life a living hell for 6 years. I remember having to wake up every morning with a stomach ache, and not a single time did I actually want to go to school. Some adults tried to make me feel better by saying the people who bully, they're just having problems at home, or they're jealous of you, or they're scared that if they aren't perceived as dominant, they will be the ones who are picked on. You know what? I don't care why they did it. I just didn't want them to do it. If they have a problem, then they should take care of the problem, not make me suffer because of it. You should never have to accept being someone's punching bag, whether it's a verbal or physical punching bag, because they are having a problem somewhere else. I think the worst thing is that the kids who were bullying me, they didn't even see it as bullying. They were just having a laugh. And even that has affected me. Whenever I joke around with someone, I always feared that they would take it the wrong way and think that I was bullying them. And then I feel bad about how they could have misunderstood it. I'm not going to go into more specifics about what the kids did or said to me, but their treatment and the lack of support from the adults at school has seriously damaged my ability to trust people and even have trust in myself. I have a very good memory, and that can be seen as a blessing, but you also remember all of the bad things. Anyhow, because I have a very good memory, I learned things very quickly, and it was easy for me to learn new things. So that gave them a lot of ammunition against me, because everyone knows you're not supposed to do well in school. So I deliberately did very badly, which basically had the same result. After that, I always tried to end up somewhere in the middle, to not stand out in any way. If I could have turned invisible, that would have been perfect. As a result of this, I never studied for any tests, and I basically never did any homework, because what I could learn just from being in class gave me enough knowledge to pass with a decent grade. I still have severe problems if someone praises me. I'm just waiting for it to blow up in my face. And if anyone near me yells at someone, I always feel guilt, as if I had done anything wrong. Someone, and I can't remember who it was, once said, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember exactly. A person's self-esteem is like a grassy meadow. If one person walks all over it once, the grass will bend and after a while straighten up again. However, the more times and the more often it gets walked on, the longer it takes for the grass to straighten, and eventually it will just be a dirt path and it will take years before anything grows there again. Even now, 27 years after I got away from that class, I have trust issues and problems with my self-esteem. I don't know if that will ever change. I also don't like meeting new people, because in my mind they might be the next one to trample on my meadow. When I was 10, I did make some friends in the other class, but my school didn't allow me to switch to their class, because we won't let you. Okay, that's not exactly what they said, but basically what they meant. Anyhow, me and my new friends played a lot of 8-bit Nintendo and tabletop role-playing games, which gave me 2 new ways besides books, TV and movies to escape reality. It also gave me something that I hadn't really had since I started school. Friends. The summer we turned 13, we finally changed school, and I was suddenly in a class with all my friends. I still didn't dare to do well in school though. When we were 14 and a half, me and some classmates formed a band, and I really missed those days. That's the most I felt like I belonged to a group ever. When we turned 15, we had our first gigs, and I was scared shitless to do anything wrong, so I just stood there on stage, played my things, didn't move at all, pretty much. I was so afraid to mess anything up and give the audience a chance to mock me. Of course, that never happened, but the fear was still there. One of my biggest issues nowadays is that I have a problem letting people get close to me. I'm afraid that if I let them come close enough, they will hurt me. I know this song isn't really about bullying, but Kelly Clarkson's song Because of You has in its chorus lines that pretty much sums up how I feel about my life. And I'm going to read it because I can't sing. Because of you, I never stray too far from the sidewalk. Because of you, I learned to play on the safe side so I don't get hurt. Because of you, I find it hard to trust not only me but everyone around me. Because of you, I try my hardest to forget everything. Because of you, I don't know how to let anyone else in. Because of you, I'm ashamed of my life because it's empty. Because of you, I am afraid.